What's happening, everybody? I'm finally back. Thrifty Business, what is going on? Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We got a great show. Guess what we're talking? We're talking Disney. I got a new t-shirt when I was on vacation. Yay! And I didn't have any Mickey ears, so I got my Princess from Disneyland Santa Claus hat on. And tonight, my extra special, lovely, talented, awesomeness co-host, Margaret Collier, Texas Gal Treasures. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you?
I am good. You just happen to have Mickey's Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I do.
Very nice.
It's listed in my store if anybody's interested.
There you go. And our guest tonight is Lily Traxler. Hello, Lily. How are you?
Good. Happy to be here.
You got a great sweatshirt on. I love that sweatshirt. That is
it's for sale, too.
Oh, all right. See?
Store, so.
Mine's not for sale. Oh, but actually, I'm going to show something a little bit that is for sale. So before we put Lily in timeout, let's get right to the first segment because that might be a little too loud. Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different mug and give you a little education. Now, this might shock a lot of you, probably shock all of you. I am feeling so under the weather. I'm not drinking rum tonight. So I'm drinking Powerade, but I'm still going to give you a lesson in a Tiki mug. And since we're talking to Lily about Disney, my wife and I were just at Disney World for a week's vacation, and we stopped in the Polynesian Resort, and I picked up this mug. Now, the one thing about Disney mugs, and, you know, it's from the Polynesian because it says it, they'll keep the same mug for quite a while, but they'll keep changing the color out. And so here is where, if you visit a Disney property that sells mugs, because they also have mugs for sale at Disneyland, you should pick up some and maybe even put them away for a while. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Oops. Because here is that mug when it was in brown. Now, these mugs cost $21. So now the brown one is selling for $98. The one on top, I picked up that a couple years ago. I only bought one of them. I paid $24 for that one. Now selling for $148. So, and so here's that exact same mug, just in light blue. Now I have it in the blue-black. Light blue selling for $80. So if you are near a Disney property, pick up some mugs, put them away for a rainy day. So there's your first tip on Disney tonight. All right.
How much do they normally go for, like, new when you buy them new?
They're $21.
That's not bad.
So you can get, 5 times your money after you're waiting. And these colors change pretty frequently. And so, like a year ago, there was, I think it was the light blue, and now it's this blue-black kind of steel-looking thingy. So, I could sit on it for a while and then kick up my price. So, and they're Disney. So you got two markets. You got Disney freaks and you got Tiki freaks too. And so you've got that crossover. You got two sets of customers. Right. All right, cool. We're gonna say goodbye to Lily. Lily, we'll see you in about a half hour and enjoy the show. All right, cool. Let's get right to it, shall we, Margaret?
Yes.
Time for our scores of the week. Well, Margaret and I will show you the cool things we've sold the past week or so. Give you some bolos, things to be on the lookout for. Bless you, Margaret. I think we're both ill, and oh my gosh. So I'm going to start out the scores this week. Some of you helped me with this. This was from a haul I did a couple months ago. It was a piece of quilted fabric, and it actually was part of a 3 set, and I only found the one. But I priced it kind of high compared to what the 3 set was selling for, and I sold it for $39.99. Only paid like $3 for it. So I thank everyone who helped me with it. And it was a pretty quick sale, maybe about a month and a half. And I like those quick flips, obviously. This one was a freebie. I vacationed at the Westin Kaanapali Ocean Resort a couple of years ago, and they gave my wife and I each this free little bag. And so this is the second one I've sold for $23.99. So look everywhere for stuff to sell. The little beach bag they give you for free at your vacation that you don't want, someone else does. Every time I visited our timeshare in Palm Springs, they give me a baseball hat, and I always sell it. So, but speaking of bags, this was the first thing I thrifted when I took my European trip at the huge flea market in Lille, France. This is from Oceanic Airlines. If you watch the TV show Lost, you will recognize that is the airlines from the TV show Lost. So it's a fictional airline. I paid $5 in France. I brought it back to America. I sold it for $72, and it's going to Germany. So it started in Europe, back here, back to Europe.
They must love the show or something.
No kidding. And then my last one, I don't know if you know who Michelle Schacht is, Margaret, but she was a singer-songwriter in the 80s.
Yeah.
Never got big. But she wrote this, she put this book together of like her music and like stories and stuff of her songs. And this guy ordered it and he wrote me, he goes, hey, you're not the same person selling it on this website related to her. I said, no. He goes, I've bought this book once before and never showed up and I never got my money back. So I hope yours shows up. I said, oh, absolutely. And I was in Florida last week. So I called my assistant and I said, please upgrade him to priority mail for free, because I want to make sure to take care of him. He's already spent money on this once. Had nothing to do with me, but I will retain him for a customer for life now, because I just felt bad that he got screwed once, and I want to make sure that he got it nice and quick.
Yeah.
All right, Margaret, this is your first score of the week.
Yeah. So this is a bracelet that I got from a jewelry jar. I probably paid $30 for the whole jar. And this just is a multi-strand like cuff bracelet. You know, I think a lot of people overlook these. This is the second one that was similar to this that I've sold. So it probably cost me, I don't know, 50 cents coming out of the jar and sold for almost $25.
Yeah, I would never even look at that. And you sold 2 of them? That's awesome.
Yeah. You never know. Okay, and then I love selling prescription glasses. And I do get the question frequently like, well, I thought you can't sell prescription glasses on eBay. Well, you can't fill prescriptions on eBay.
What?
So I'm like, yeah, you can sell prescription glasses on eBay. Just say like they're refillable, so people will put their prescription in the glasses. So these were some Liz Claiborne glasses that I picked up for maybe $1,
Wow.
and they sold for $69.
$69.08.
$69.08. Yeah.
Hey, quick question: do you have a mannequin head at your house?
I think I have like a foam one somewhere.
So, do you ever put your glasses on the mannequin head when you're taking pictures?
No. You mean like one that has like a face? I mean, just like a styrofoam one. No, they freak me out.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
And then I
don't little tips.
Well, yeah, but then like I see people do that with jewelry, and I feel like it detracts from the piece. But maybe for glasses it's different. I don't know.
But if it freaks you out, I don't want to freak you out. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Here I am with all these crazy dolls around me, though.
I know. What is this little tiny thing here? What is this?
These are they're serving spoons. They're like they were like long like serving spoon fork thing. So these ones I picked up at a garage sale for $2 or $3, and these ones sold. Oh my gosh, I just had it open and now I've lost it. These oh my gosh, I have it together. I really do. Give me 1 second. Here it is. So these ones sold for $31.99. So yeah, pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is adorable.
Oh my gosh, wait till you hear how much it sold for. So I was at a garage sale. I picked up Bueno Figaro, who's from Pinocchio, and I also picked up Marie Jolie from the Aristocats. She sold within a couple weeks for like $35, but I couldn't find another Bueno Figaro. And so what do? I put a ginormous price on him, and I put $130 on him. And so he sold for $129.99.
Nice.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So, yeah, it is Jim Shore. So somebody, Laura is asking, is it Jim Shore? Yep. It's a Disney, Jim Shore, and Esco like mashup collaboration. $130.
That is awesome. Well done. Now, we sell a lot of good things, but we also have our duds of the week. We sometimes make mistakes. I don't care how long you've been doing this game. You still buy stuff that you're like, what? Or you think it's good, and sometimes not so much. Now, funny enough, Margaret's going to show us some of these in a minute, but I've done quite well in cassettes. For whatever reason, this little 5-pack wasn't a good 5-pack. I only sold it for $12. I paid $3.50 for these 5 cassettes together. I think if it would have been better if I would have had more. So if it would have been a collection of like 20 or something. But this collection took quite a while to sell. I'm glad they're gone. I'm still selling cassettes. I actually have about 150 I got to get listed. But I think it was just not enough variety in this pack. I think that was my mistake. And this one, I kind of realized why I blew it. This is a full polyester jumpsuit. Could be a perfect Elvis costume. There's nothing on it, just white. But I took a picture of my assistant in it because she kind of fit okay in it. I mean, it was a little bit big on her because it's one of those items where I thought it would be better on an actual human. And so I never got any offers, and I finally got an offer of $15. I said, shit, I'll just take it. But then I realized the picture of her isn't in there. So it's either my mistake or hers. I think she realizes the reason I took her outside in it to take a picture was to put in the listing, but it never ended up in the listing.
Oh my God.
So I don't know. I don't know if she thought we were just playing dress up one day. I don't know. So had that been in there, it might not have been a dud. But oh well, you know, it's gone, so I'm happy.
Oh my gosh. Ties. I know there are ties that sell, and a while back I've had this forever. I mean, for a very long time. I don't even pick up ties anymore unless it's something amazing. But this tie I picked up, I don't even remember how long ago it was. And it finally sold on my Etsy shop it sold for $17.99. But I've had this for probably 2 years.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But doesn't it make you feel good? It's finally gone. You're like, yay, get the hell out of here.
I know. I'm like, here, take some more ties for free. Thank you for shopping. Get them out of here. And then this again, like I was picking up plush and I don't know what I was thinking. So I went through and some of my plush that's been sitting forever, I just dropped the price to like $10, $15 just to try to get them out. So yeah, this one was another one that I've had forever.
Yeah, we've all been there. But as you can see, Mark and I do quite well what we do, but we still have those where they just didn't do so well. Yep. All right, now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind. Mark and I will tell you some stories of, and I can't wait to hear Margaret's, of running into people or things at thrift stores that are either funny or crazy or weird or psycho. And I'm thinking we're about to hear a psycho one. So Margaret, I'm gonna give you the floor first.
It was totally psycho. I was like so surreal. I can't even believe it happened still. And then you asked me, like, do you have a picture? I was like, no, heck no, I did not. So, okay, I went to this charity shop today that I've never been to, but I keep seeing it, but I never am able to get there on the days that they're open. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go today. I need to check out a new place. I get there. It's supposed to be open. They're not open. So I was like, okay, well, I pulled into this Walgreens parking lot to look to see if there were any other thrift stores in the area. Well, you know how like when you go into a Walgreens or a place, there's like parking spots on like three sides of the building, right?
Yep.
And so I was on a side, kind of on the side of the building, not the front or wherever, and there was nobody parked along it, along where the bushes, wherever. So I just pulled straight, and I didn't pull into a spot. This woman, this old woman, she pulls up next to me. So I've got bushes on one side and this lady on the other side. She pulls up next to me and rolls down her passenger side window. And at first I think, well, maybe she needs like directions or something. And so I start rolling my window down and she starts screaming at me. Who do you think you are? Taking up all these spots.
What?
What? So I start pulling forward, like rolling my window up. I start driving forward because I'm like, I got to get away from this old lady. She starts driving forward too. So I can't get out. I'm like stuck between the bushes and crazy lady screaming at me for taking up parking. I was like, there's a billion other spots, lady. So I was like, back up, and like finally got to where I psyched her out and was able to get out from out of there. It was freaked me out. No, I didn't get a picture.
You should have video, not a picture, video.
Everybody's armed down here. If I've got some crazy old lady screaming at me, she could be packing heat. Because my grandmother did. So this crazy lady might have.
It is Texas after all.
Yeah.
All right, so my thrifty encounter last week was actually a reverse thrifty encounter. I was the encounter, but I didn't know it at first. I was at Disney World with my wife. We were hitting all the parks and, killing time in lines because, of course, what else do you do at Disney but stand in lines? I was looking at the messages on my phone, and I got a message from the Thrift Hunters fan page, and this is what it said. Are you at Disney today? I think I saw you walking into the Haunted Mansion. So a fan of Thrift Hunters saw me walk into the Haunted Mansion, and he just reached out, and he was so surprised I wrote back right away. I'm like, oh, you should have said hi. He's like, because there's more to our messages. He's like, I didn't want to bother you. But I was just like, oh, that would have been no bother. But it's so funny that I was someone's thrifty encounter, and that would have been so great if you would have walked up to me in line, like, are you the Thrift Hunters, dude?
Yeah. Cool.
And that I'll tell you, Margaret, that's the one thing I miss about the show. Making TV, I'll tell you, it's not fun nor glamorous, but it's that people who saw it, who enjoyed it, and who smiled because they saw me, you know, and that part I do miss. I miss people just smiling because they watched my stupid little show. So that part is the one part I miss about making TV. Everything else, but
yeah,
that part was fun, getting to see people light up. All right, time for our Thrifty tips of the week. Little tips and tricks that when you're out thrifting, you should pay attention to. It'll help you be a better thrifter and a better seller. All right. Come on, Tiki Mugs. I tell you, they're everywhere. People are like, I never find any. Now, I normally tell you, look in the vase section. Apparently, I got to tell you about a new section because, yes, this is 3 Tiki Mugs I found today in Vegas, and they decided to put them in the serving dish section. Why, I don't know. These are obviously not serving dishes, but that's the section they were in. So, ladies and gentlemen, please add the serving dish section to your, this is where I should look for Tiki Mugs, according to Jason.
Cool. I wouldn't have thought those were Tiki Mugs.
Yeah, they're made by Orchids of Hawaii. They were one of the main producers of mugs that were non-specific to places back in the 60s and 70s. And, you know, this is not a rare, going to make me rich mug, but they were $2 each. And I could probably sell them for $15 to $20. If I go to vend at one of the Tiki events, I'll probably get like $15 to $18 a piece for them. And they're good to have on the table. They're, you know, some people like the pineapple mug, some don't. But it's a 2-piece mug. So there was a little more work involved to it. And I couldn't believe they were sitting in that section. So something new for me.
Cool.
What's your tip?
Oh, my thrifty tip. My thrifty tip is that you don't be afraid to walk out with nothing. I went to like 5 thrift stores today, really looking and hunting for some things, looking outside my comfort zone mainly. And yeah, I mean, I probably walked out of 5 thrift stores empty-handed because I couldn't find anything that really grabbed me. So.
Yeah, well, I agree. It's rare for me to walk out, but there's some days where I'm just like, I'm out because I'm not finding anything too. And I'm like, I'm going to cut my loss. My time's worth money. This store is not doing it today. And I just got to skedaddle.
Yeah. Totally.
All right. Now it is time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me, where Margaret and I will give you shipping tips and tricks of what to do and what not to do. And we kind of have the same little tip tonight. And we didn't plan anything out. We're just kind of talking before the show. So I'm going to let Margaret go first because she's going to kind of show you what to do. I'm going to show you the end result of it, basically.
Okay. So my thrifty tip, some of you may or may not already know this, but one of my favorite things to do is with a flat rate envelope. This is a padded flat rate. I sell, you know, mugs or figurines or things that fit. And this is my favorite size box, a 6x4x4. Sometimes I'll get an item, you know, that weighs a bit more, that will go priority. Well, if it's over a pound, it's going to be what, like $6 or something like that. But I can take this if it ends up being more than what I like and put it in a padded flat rate. It will go for the padded flat rate price. So I can just shove it in the, you know, in the padded, oh, knock my hat off. And then off it goes like that. And it's cheaper.
There you go. And you know you're a full-time nerd seller when you have your favorite box. I've got mine. You've got yours. Mine is the Priority Mail shoebox. That is my all-time favorite box.
The shoebox? Oh, I like that one too, yeah.
Oh, see? Now, so what Margaret just showed you is basically kind of what I call FOMO, where I take the Tiki Mugs that I ship. Like I will ship this mug in that same envelope. I will wrap it in 3 sections of bubble wrap. I will take a piece of cardboard, and if you've never seen my video, go to my YouTube page after the show's done, look up FOMO. I wrap the cardboard around the mug, and then every place where there's a fold, I cut, and then I fold the ends in. So essentially, I made a custom box for the mug, and then the overlap of cardboard makes it super duper strong. Now, I got something that basically, like Margaret just showed, is more fragile than any mug I've ever shipped, and people are always like, I would never ship breakables in an envelope. Wait till you see what's in this envelope. I was actually a little surprised. It's something I ordered on Amazon. I was a little surprised it came shipped in an envelope, but I'm like, cool, I'll use that as a shipping tip because that's what I'm talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, what came in just a bubble envelope is is a very fragile light bulb.
Oh my gosh.
If you're afraid to ship something thick and heavy, I just got a light bulb shipped in an envelope.
Wow.
Okay?
Shake it. Is it broken?
Now sounds good to me. It's the round one that goes in here.
Oh my gosh.
So if a major company like Amazon will do it, guess what? You can do it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Most of my mugs will fit in one of these. They're saying in the chat. Sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes like I'll have it taped, like it'll fit and it's kind of like this, but it's not closing all the way. I just tape it and then I shove it in the bubble mailer. But yeah.
I will say, when I teach people to do it at Tiki Mugs, I will say one thing, just so there's no surprise problems for anybody. Modern mugs, for the most part, are a lot thicker than vintage mugs. So if you have a $200 vintage mug that's thin, yes, I would not stick in an envelope. I would definitely put that in a box. But if I'm selling mass-produced modern ones, which I do all the time, almost every day, yeah, they all go in the envelope because it's $6.30 anywhere in the country, including Alaska, Hawaii, Guam, American Samoa, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico.
And Puerto Rico. I was going to say, don't forget Puerto Rico.
Don't forget Puerto Rico. All right, so now it's time for... our eBay tip of the week. Little tips and tricks to help you be a better seller or buyer sometimes. This week, my tip is going to be about selling. I like to sell baseball bats. There is good money to be made in baseball bats. And the little tip I'm going to give you is don't take the picture of the bat just, as I break the ball, just straight up and down. That is a very skinny item that does nothing for your picture. You always have to envision the customers who are shopping on an iPhone 5. Take your camera and make it on the angle. So I put the Easton, just the end, so you can see the name Easton, from corner to corner. So that fills up the whole space. Then, of course, I have full shots of it. Yes, I do. But if this was my lead photo on an iPhone 5, that would look like crap.
Yeah, yeah.
But this actually shows you what you're selling. So angle, corner to corner. Now, Margaret doesn't have an eBay tip, but she's got an Etsy tip. Da, 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 da.
Okay, so do you want to share that or do you want me to share the link? I can...
Oh, shoot. Hang on. I forgot. My bad.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, on eBay, I don't think you can really do this, but on Etsy you can. If you've got items like, let's say one year I had all these Lennox plates, Christmas plates, and each year was a different one. Well, if you've got a collector looking for those, then in your Etsy description of that item, you can say, in my store, check out the rest of in this series, and you can put the links. Or the example I sent Jason is a Garfield.
Yep, it's coming.
Okay, it's coming. And so there are people that love Garfield stuff, and so you can put in your description of your item.
There we go.
Here it is. If you scroll down, then you can see it'll say, like, if you love Garfield, check out this other Garfield mug. Oh, you have to click more. Sorry. Maybe I should grab the fold. Love all things Garfield.
There we go.
Check out these other items in my shop, and I put Garfield mug and then a link to another item that's similar, the Garfield mug. Yeah.
And that's it looks so good on black too. Great picture.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love using the black background for the white stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
But you can't do that on eBay, really. Not.
No, I mean, if you're linking to your own stuff, they don't give you too much of a hard time. But now with getting rid of the active content, it's just, it's not really a thing to do. So,
yeah.
So yeah, it's an Etsy thing, not an eBay thing. All right, now it's time for our last segment. And I don't remember what my graphic is, so we'll do this one. There we go. Drifting outside your comfort zone. The only way to be a more well-rounded seller, you should conquer your niche like Tiki Mugs and music, and then get outside your comfort zone. Find things that you got to learn about. Because if you keep your eye on the prize, Margaret, it is the bigger picture, not just what you know. You buy more than jewelry, although that's your thing.
Yeah. I just have to say Stacy looks miserable in that picture.
Oh, yeah. So here's mine. These are things that Nadine has taught me. I never, ever looked in the remnant fabric section of a thrift store, although every thrift store has one. I just never paid attention to it. And I sold this a couple weeks ago. snowman Christmas trees. And I picked it up for like $3.99, I think, sold for $40. And someone bought it a couple weeks ago, so they're obviously probably planning on making something for the holidays. And that's a section, thanks to Nay, I never would have been in. So that is way outside my comfort zone.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm so excited about what you got outside your comfort zone.
Yes, yes. This is today. So I went today and I got cassette tapes. And I always kind of glance at them, but I don't know. So like I picked up cassette tapes. Roy Rogers and Dale Evans Christmas. So one of them, this one's going to be the winner of the bunch, I think, is this Selena Amor, what is it? Amor Prohibido. I'm sure I can butcher that. But this, I paid 49 cents, and looking it up, it's probably going to sell for $25. So, yay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done.
This one was another fun one. So I was showing you, this is Duran Duran, but it's in Spanish. So, ta-da.
Yeah. Anytime you find any cassettes, CDs, 8-tracks written in a different language, people pay big money for them.
Yeah. There's like Techno 2000. I don't know if that's a good one or not, but I was like, yeah.
So here's your little tip on cassettes, though, Margaret, in case you've never heard me say this. People for the most part buy cassettes because they have a 1978 pickup truck at work, and there's only a cassette deck in it. People typically aren't buying cassettes for the collectability of them.
Yeah.
CDs for hundreds of dollars. So I've never replaced a case on any cassette, and most of them are scuffed and cracked. But I put in the description, tapes in the insert looks good, but the case is cracked. I've never had a complaint, and no one has ever clamored for a fresh case on cassettes, just cassettes only.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
All right. So right before we get Lily in here. Oh, what you got there?
Nothing. I forgot she was sitting there.
I'm going to do a special show next week. So I haven't done a show with my mom in a couple weeks. And, obviously the holiday is on Thursday. Everybody's busy partying on Wednesday. I actually got a Broadway musical to go to on Wednesday. So here's what I decided to do. I decided to jam both shows together and then have a lot of fun people who you've seen on the show before together. So it's going to be a Happy Thanksgiving Selling Past Your Thrifty Business episode. So it's going to be me. It's going to be my mom. It's going to be Robin. It's going to be Kim, and it's going to be Debbie. All my girls and my ma, and we're going to do a combo show. So we're all going to do our scores and duds. I'll probably have each other co-host do one segment with me. And Mom does these great hauls because my mom finds stuff for $25 that's worth hundreds of dollars. So we'll do a little bit of a mom haul. And then the five of us will kind of talk about what we're thankful for the year. And then those of you in the chat, we'll do a whole little kind of thankful segment. Maybe we'll read some, but it'll be a fun show. It won't be structured all that normal, but it'll be a fun holiday show. So if you can tune in Tuesday night, special time, special day, not special time, excuse me, special day, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and that'll be the Selling Past Your Thrifty Business Happy Thanksgiving episode. So it should be a lot of fun because everybody in that picture is a lot of fun to hang out with. They're a lot of fun on the shows with me, so it should be great, and then we all can enjoy our holidays together.
Yeah.
And while I'm changing the artwork, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
We're gonna be here. We kind of thought about going up to see my sister, but we're just gonna stay here. Yeah. Hang out.
And are you cooking, or are you that skilled? Yeah.
We're foods. Yeah, I'm in charge of making the sweet potatoes and green beans. Like most of the sides, I'm in charge of taking care of.
All right, cool.
That's
all
right.
Let's get our guest in here, and we'll talk more Disney. So let me turn Lily back on here, and let's get the graphic up and the doorbell. Hey, it's the guest of the week, Lily Traxler. Hey, Lily, look at that hat.
Ooh.
That is spectacular.
You were holding out on us earlier.
Now, I told her, I said, keep them for when we bring you back, because those are awesome.
Those are awesome.
So how you doing, Lily?
Good. Right? Talk about pins.
Cool. So Lily and I are from actually the same part of the world, the surrounding suburbs of Cleveland, Ohio. Lily's sitting in Avon or Avon Lake?
Avon.
You're in Avon right now. And did you grow up in Avon?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So Avon's on the west side, near west side of Cleveland. I grew up way in the east side in the country in Chardon. And then I ended up, when I got married, I ended up living in Elyria. But Lily lives where I went to college for 1 year. Lily lives in the cornfields of Ohio, Bowling Green, Ohio.
Ooh.
And I said to Lily the other day, I was talking to her and I said, anything new and exciting? She goes, we got a new Kroger. That tells you the level of podunk cornfields. We got a new Kroger. That's, you know.
What do you do for fun? You go get free samples at Kroger.
I'll tell you, I don't remember exactly where the Kroger was, but when I was in college, and the reason I only lasted 1 year is because they said, you suck, you get out for 5. At like 3 a.m. because we were drunk and hungry. And for some reason, the Kroger's in a college town had a cardboard display of potato chips outside. So, yes, Mom, I stole a bunch of chips from Kroger's in Bowling Green when I was in college that 1 year. All right, so Lily, you got of all our guests we've had on, you've got a very unique story because you're younger than us, A, much, because you started selling it on eBay in high school.
Yeah.
And B, you went to college, got a degree, but decided not to use it.
Yeah. I think it was just expected that I go to college. So I went. I was selling eBay all along. I had a part-time job. And I just like selling on eBay. I don't really want a job, so.
Well, don't we know that, Margaret? I don't want to work for nobody. Screw that.
Yeah.
What got you started in high school?
Yep.
So what as a high school student did you like, I'm going to go sell on eBay?
Well, I started with my mom and my sister. My sister really started our store. And then I kind of took over. But we literally started by selling like fake Lacoste shirts that we bought in China. And I don't know who decided to do this. But
well, that's an auspicious start. I'm gonna sell fake Lacoste shirts. That's one hell of a way to jump off.
Fake Fendi bags, I'm pretty sure. That's how we started.
And you never got busted?
Yeah. No.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, that was like 10 plus years ago.
Oh yeah, but I mean, wow. I've never been at a loss of words after a guest said something. That's pretty crazy. That's awesome.
So were you building them as like these are knockoffs, or were you like selling them as real?
No, we were selling them as real because we thought they were real because we were just that dumb back then. And we thought we were buying real Lacoste shirts, and I'm 99% sure they were fake.
Yeah.
And that's just, I mean, that's crazy. So you're basically a bootlegger, and then you go to college.
Yep.
What'd you get your degree in?
I got a degree in accounting. I was pretty good at it, but I really just did not want a 9-to-5 job. I use it to do my own taxes, and that's about it.
So a 4-year college degree just to do your own taxes. So Margaret, did you go to college, Margaret?
Yes.
Did you get a degree?
Yes, I have a degree in early childhood education.
So you didn't get kicked out after 1 year like me?
No. Yeah, I taught for 14 years. I thought you knew that.
Oh, geez, no, I didn't know you taught for 14 years. Oh, wow.
Really? Yeah, I taught elementary school for 14 years.
So I'm definitely the dummy in this group right here. That's for sure. So, all right. So you're out of college. You're like, screw this. I don't want a job. I'm going to keep selling. So what year did you graduate college?
I don't even know. What is it? It was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh my God. Don't you feel old, Margaret?
Yes. I think I got done in 98, 99, somewhere in there.
4 years ago. I had a midlife crisis 4 years ago.
Yeah. That's when I started.
All right. So 4 years ago, you're out of college, and that's about, I think you said when you started selling the pins. So were you always a Disney fanatic, or how the pins kind of?
I like Disney. I don't love it, but I know that Disney sells, and I think I found some pins one day, and I was like, oh, are these worth money? And I looked, yes, okay. And I started buying little Disney pins. That's about it. My real love is dolls and selling, especially Barbie dolls. That's what I started selling, and that's what I'll always sell a little bit of.
All right, so Margaret, speaking of, Margaret and I were looking in your stores. Before we talk about Disney pins, let's talk about one of your stores because it kind of weirded us out. There are wigs for dolls?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I thought this might be what. So there's lots of people out there that, or they have to re-wig them, like the wigs go bad, especially like American Girl dolls, the hair gets cut, you know, some girl goes and destroys it. You can put a new wig on those dolls.
Damn, I had no clue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And especially some of the American Girl ones that are more wild with different colors, long hair, they can sell for like $40-$50.
Where do you get these hairs? Do you like?
Some of them are wholesale, and then some of them, a lot of them in my store right now. I had someone contact me, and they were doing an estate sale, and they said, I have hundreds of wigs that I need to get rid of. Do you want to buy them? And I had them all shipped to me. I had like 600 wigs shipped to me.
Holy cow.
Paid like $2 a wig, and I sell them for, it's average like $10. Some of them go for more, like 15, 20. So I've more than tripled my money on them.
Yeah, we were talking when we were looking at it, and I was like, can you just picture she's like in the thrift store, like scalping all the dolls, you know, the wigs.
Margaret has sent me a picture of herself, I think either in high school or early college. This was your haircut, wasn't it, Margaret?
Yes. This is my hair. Yep.
Yes, that's pretty much that picture you sent me, color and everything. Yeah, so here's a prime example of I had no clue. I had no clue there was doll wigs. I had no clue there was a market. And what even blew my mind is you have a little tiny doll wig stand.
Yeah, I had my mother-in-law make those for me. I get a lot of people that ask me, can you put this on a doll and show me? I don't have any dolls. I don't collect dolls. So I don't have any to show you. So that's the best you're going to get.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, I sell them literally almost every day. I'm shipping out at least one wig.
Yeah, I was looking at like, look, Jason, it's like 121 sold. There's like that many people buying wigs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who knew? But I love it. I love it. So cool and different. And that's why I like doing this show, because I like seeing these new things. You know, it's something that I never would have thought of. Disney pins, of course. I was at Disney. You can't help but see them. But yeah, doll wigs, I did not know was a thing. And obviously, it's a thing that you're like, yeah, I'll take 600 off your hands. Yes. Wow. Mm-hmm. Crazy. All right. So you sent me this link to this website, Pin Pics Collecting and Trading.
Yes. Okay. Pin Pics I use to list all my wigs. It is a fan-based made website where they catalog all the pins. So when I list a pin, I look it up on Pin Pics first. There's a number. Each pin has a number, and I put that number in my listing. I also basically just go and copy and paste the description of the pin from Pin Pics into my listing, and that's basically all I use. Pin Pics is also really good because it tells you a lot of times if a pin out there has been faked. Is a scrapper pin. So they exist.
Pins too? Oh my gosh.
I have fake pins to show. Yes,
oh my God.
And they are all over. So when you go to Disney World and you go and you trade with like cast members, or you go on those pin boards and you trade with them, like 75% of those pins are fake. Don't do that.
What?
Just skip it. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I'm just like. So, I just plopped in Tiki, of course, because I'm a Tiki nerd. Mm-hmm. There's a lot. There's a lot of Tiki pins.
The search engine's not the best. Sometimes you have to play around with it to get what you want to show up. There's a sidebar with some special attributes that you can put in. It's not the best, but it's still like tons of other people, when they list pins, they put that number in there. It's easy. That's why I like pins. They're so easy to list. Copy and paste the description, and you're good to go.
So, Margaret, in your jewelry jars, have you ever come across any Disney pins?
No, but I have gotten some at a garage sale before. I was telling you before the show, and I was showing when I showed them in the haul video, somebody said, "Oh, they can be faked," and then somebody ended up buying all of them that I had before I got a chance to list them. They were bought from a viewer, so.
Yeah, I've got a couple sitting here. Actually, I think I have one sitting on my desk tomorrow. Oh yeah, look at that. And I forgot I was sitting here until just right this second. I have Tiki Room pin.
Oh.
For one of the Tiki birds. So yeah, just sitting here on my desk. I don't remember where it came from, but since it's the Tiki Room pin, I'm not selling it. I'm just going to stay on my desk. But yeah, so that's my only contribution to the pins. I have one just laying here that I don't know how it showed up in my house. So
yeah, Lily, do you find them like thrifting or garage sale? I mean, because I don't see them all over the place, but
I find them a lot of times. I'm buying lots offline, and then I found them at garage sales too. Yeah, I haven't found, the only thing I've found in a thrift store is, and you can make money off of these, is the bag, the carrying case that pin collectors use to carry pins. But like usually black. They look like like this big Disney characters on them. I found one, it was a Jessica Rabbit at my local thrift, and I sold that for I think I paid like $3 for it, and I sold it for like.
what? So you look, if you don't know where Bowling Green, Ohio is, it is really in the middle of cornfields. Is there a lot of good sourcing opportunities in BG?
So I believe that the Bowling Green Goodwill is good because we get people from out of town because we're a college town. The surrounding Goodwills, I think, are awful. The Savers in Toledo, I just got an email that they just closed like last Sunday. So I'm kind of sad because they were bad. Yeah, I really have to come back. When I come back home, I go thrifting, and that's awesome. Or like up to Michigan. Yeah. Yeah,
because BG is just a little bit south of Toledo, and then Toledo's right across the border to Michigan. So
yeah.
So you know where now we know where to start to get our pin knowledge.
Yes.
Pinpics.com. And let's look at some of the scores you've had recently. Here's a Jafar one.
Okay, so this pin is from the Being Bad series. It's called Being Bad. There's a couple other characters that you can get. I think you can get Hades, Maleficent, Chernabog, the guy from the Fantasia movies. And they're bolos. They're always like $20, $30, $40 pins. Find them, so they're out there.
Very nice picture, by the way.
Thank you. Okay, so I put this one as a bolo. Sold in about 10 days when I listed it. I only got $10, but I just wanted you to know that you can sell past year pins that have a date on them. Because there's people out there that want that pin from the year that they were there at Disney.
See, I would never pick that up, Margaret. Because I always think the data stuff like that, it's just like, who would care? But you're right. Someone visited in 2007.
Yeah. We got married at Disney in 2007, and our anniversary's coming up, and Yeah.
See, I see, Lily, you took me out of what I normally even teach people. I'm like, but I get it now. In this instance, some products I would still stay away from data, but now with this, I wouldn't. Ooh, Star Wars, yay!
Okay, I put this one as a bolo because I actually sold this one and another one. One was like the X-Wing fighter, and one was like the Naboo, I don't know what. And they're really old Star Wars. They came out like when they have Star Wars weekends at Disney. They're pretty old, but I think I got like 20 plus for 2 pins.
That's cool.
Someone bought both of them. So it does pay off to have multiple pins in your store. And, people will buy more than one.
This is before they owned Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been called MGM Studios for a while. It's called Hollywood Studios now. So yeah, all kinds of cool stuff on that. Now I know what Poshmark is. In the Secret Beach, we had a Poshmark webinar. I have not used it yet. I would like to. So besides the fact that you're going to show these pins, Can you explain the whole bundle thing here?
Okay, so this was one I think the woman was talking to me and she wanted these pins and I made a special listing for her. But normally a person can just click a button that says add to bundle and then it will show up for you and then you either can have an automatic discount or even discount them more pins. And I did the math right now because I think I got $50 for those and I just looked them up on eBay. And I think if I would have sold them on eBay, I would have got like $35 maybe for all three of them. So to Poshmark, you're selling to people that are more like, ooh, that looks cute to me, I want it. Whereas on eBay, I feel like you're selling more to like collectors who know what the value is a little bit more. They're a little more savvy.
Is there a kid or a cat going crazy?
It's a cat.
Okay.
Like,
I wasn't sure what I was hearing. Like, is there a kid screaming for help? Is there a sheep stuck in a fence? I wasn't sure what I was hearing.
I'm a very loud cat. It's under the table.
But these are these are cool pins and a cool, unique way to sell them. Mm-hmm. And then we have your duds. And now I always said 2, and you sent me 4, but I thought, all right, we'll put the 4 in because, you know, like with anything when you're in a niche, that there's going to be duds. And so you got to learn what to not buy. So obviously we're going to show 4 that you should buy.
Well, there's literally over 60,000 different pins out there. So there's going to be duds.
wow.
So this one, I think it was just a combination of it was pretty damaged. I think I got it off this lanyard that was pretty old and like never taken them off probably. They were starting to like rust or something on there. And it's not exciting. It's just there's no characters on it. That's a big thing with pins when you're looking for them. Characters. You want to look for characters.
So no characters, so that's kind of a dud. Now this one does have characters, but
this one's characters, they're really tiny. I think you would have had to have done that, you know. Yeah, they're just not exciting. I've had them listed. I can tell they're even. I think I've had them listed for like over a year, and I can't sell them at $5. So.
Come on, someone have a heart. Buy her a little $5 pin.
Okay, so this was a pin lot that I made of pins that have been sitting in my store for probably over a year. And I think some of them are like, so when you go to Disney, there's a couple different levels of pins. There's the pins you get from cast members, and then there's the pins that you go and buy. They're called like open rack pins. They don't have a limited number. And I think those are all open rack pins, so there's plenty of them out there, and I just decided to throw them all up together, and now I'm beginning to think I should have sold them on Poshmark, like as a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you been to Disney since you've been selling pins?
No.
Okay.
No, I have a husband who does not want to go, so no.
Well, guess what? I have a wife who doesn't want to go, and she got stuck going for 5 days. Yeah, Stacy, not a huge fan, but she traipsed around the parks with me for 5 days. So I was pretending I was 12 years old again. And then this one would seem to me would not be a dud, but there's no characters, but it's the 4 parks. And I thought it was kind of cool because it's a 2-piecer also.
Yeah, that's called like a dangle pin, is what you would call it. No characters, and it's old. And just remember, there's 60,000 different plus pins out there that you can buy. I just know I wanted it. Another pin that's been in my store for like over a year.
Now that is the characteristics of the 4 parks. Maybe change your title around a bit, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, Epcot, Animal Kingdom. You know, try that maybe. All right, so I want to show a couple things, not pin related, but definitely Disney related. So you go on vacation, you go to Disney, and there is ways to make money and start to pay back your vacation. Now, I would have to buy a lot to pay back the vacation we just took because we did everything. We did a VIP tour. We had a good time, 5 days, park hopper, the whole works. And I only had so much room in my suitcase, but one thing that always does quite well is whatever custom popcorn bucket is of the season. So right now it says Pluto, and it costs $13 with the popcorn. So let's call it $10 without the food. And I just sold the first one, and I bought two for $45.99, and it's going to Australia.
Oh.
So, you know, there is a profit in my pocket right there. And luckily, the woman in front of me was doing the exact same thing. And I heard her say something that I would have not have thought to say. She said, I need the Pluto, but can you please put the popcorn on the side? So the guy handed her the Pluto without popcorn and then handed her the cardboard with the popcorn in it. So there was no messy popcorn tainting this at all.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would have not have thought of that had that woman not said it in front of me. I would have been just like, give me the popcorn, man. And then the last day of Disney, we went to all 4 parks in the same day, and we actually went to Epcot twice. And in the middle of all that, we stopped at Trader Sam's, the Tiki Bar in the Polynesian Resort, and this is their new Oa Bowl. And this bowl has been selling for around $80. The bowl, you buy the bowl for $40 with the drink in it, and that drink is equivalent for 2 people, so we shared it. And Disney will not sell you the mugs without the cocktail in them. So my wife and I sucked down 2 Oa bowls in 20 minutes. And I will sell this for about $80. So that will cover the cost of both of them. So what happens is I end up with cocktails for free and a free bowl.
Nice.
Excuse me. No, my sickness is kicking my ass. Well, so this is the way to drink at tiki bars for free if they have collectible bowls or mugs or whatever. And then, as you saw, I have one of these up for sale. And then the last thing I have up for sale, and I need to turn off these lights real quick because it will not be spectacular with lights on it, is we did the VIP tour of Animal Kingdom. And so what that basically gets you is up the exits for the 5 biggest rides, beer, lunch, dessert, and you get to sit at their end of the night event. You know, each Disney park always has a big display at the end of the night, and this one's called River of Dreams. So we got to wear this light up necklace. There we go.
Oh, nice.
So, and then you get to sit in the front row. So, I mean, this is cute and all, but I have no use for it after the fact. So these are both up for sale on eBay. So these are the kind of things that you can, you know, when you're on vacations at places like Disney, you can pick up stuff to help pay back your vacation. So keep that in mind when you're traveling. It'll help you, you know, again, eye on the prize, look for ways to source. So I didn't know I was getting this as part of the package. It's around my neck. I'm like, oh, I'll sell this sucker.
Yeah, yeah.
And here's a little tip. We took one picture in the dark so you can see it lit up. And also we have the link to the video right there of it blinking. So those are the little tips. All right. So back to our guest. So we've seen your Etsy store. This is your Poshmark store. So do you list more pins in Poshmark or on eBay?
I list everything on eBay first because the fees are cheaper. And then I put the mark. So that's how I do it.
And where do you find you sell more?
I sell more on eBay, definitely.
Okay. But
I just sold a pin on Poshmark today, actually. It was like a Mickey Ohio State pin.
Oh, cool. So here's your Poshmark store. It looks very nice. And then, and there's the sweatshirt for sale that you're wearing. So here, let's put you up there on the big screen. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like, oh, look, it's only $16. What a deal. Look at this. Look at this. It's a great sweatshirt.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, you know, one of the Maggie's in the chat, she's like, I'm going to Trader Sam's in a few weeks. Maybe I should take a bigger suitcase. Yeah, we had maximized the space in our suitcases, and I'm lucky I didn't buy any more Pluto popcorns. Lucky I didn't buy any more Tiki Mugs because we had no more room. You fly Southwest, 2 bags fly free. If you're with a spouse, significant other, make sure you're maximizing your space because if you're a seller online, you can bring stuff home. You know, Lily's smart because her item is this big. I'm not so smart because my items are huge.
Yep.
All right, so let's take a look at your eBay store too, because you also like selling Barbies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now Barbies, were you a kid that liked Barbies, or is a Barbie just a thing that you like? I like selling them. I never played with them.
I liked Barbies as a kid. I had like American Girl dolls, but we just played with our Barbies. I probably played with my Barbies until I was like way too old to be playing with Barbies, actually. But I got started selling them because my mother actually kept her Barbies from when she was a kid. So they were like Barbies from the 60s. And she was like an only child, so she kept everything like really nice. And then she decided to sell everything off. And they were like, oh, Barbies, you can make money with these. And then I kind of just like shot off from there. And I've learned everything about Barbie. I've gone to doll shows and sold Barbies. Yeah.
So tell me about doll shows. I never, not that I didn't know they existed, but
yeah,
there's a place I would never be. So what happens at a doll show?
Yeah. It's probably just like a toy show or a gun show where there's just dealers that set up somewhere and bring all their dolls, and then all these doll ladies come and look and buy. So do you had good luck and bad luck at them.
Do you go to any shows like that, Margaret?
No, not yet. But in Dallas next year, there's the Harry Potter convention.
Oh, someone's excited.
I can't wait. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I guess that I'll equate that to when we do tiki events, we do tiki vending. I can be a vendor and then take my 5 minutes to walk the round to the rest of the vendors, and I can find stuff to flip. I can find stuff that other vendors misprice or underpriced. Do you find that at these doll things too?
Oh yeah, I've done that before. Because a lot of doll people, they like one sort of doll, and then they know, oh yeah, this doll's worth money, but I don't just throw it on a table and ask $10, and then I'm like, oh okay. Oh, like what I like really is Barbie, and there's other people out there that like antique dolls, Madame Alexander dolls, American Girl doll, which I like too. So yeah.
How many pins do you have for sale normally between all your platforms?
It depends, like when I get a big lot, because I usually buy them in lots. So I don't know, 40, 50. It's a small part of my store. I mean, I know about them, but they are kind of hard to sometimes, especially online, to get a good price to flip.
So, Margaret, have you done Barbies at all? Is that in your wheelhouse or no?
No, my grandmother collected dolls, so I have a bunch of Madame Alexander dolls and just like other like porcelain dolls and things like that. So I have like a bunch of like Cupid type dolls up there that I keep meaning to pull down and list. But yeah, no, not a whole lot of Barbies. There was one that my grandmother bought. Oh gosh, it must have been in the early 80s. It was the one when it came out with roller skates. It was right around the time Xanadu came out. My grandmother,
Xanadu.
Yeah, no, I would put my roller skates on and pretend. My grandmother would not let me play with this roller skating Barbie. She wouldn't take it out of the box. So it's packed up still somewhere. But when I do find it, I'm keeping it because I've been wanting to play with it forever.
And Lily has no idea what the hell we're talking about with Xanadu. She's so young. Xanadu is a disco roller skating Olivia Newton-John movie.
Yes. That was one of my first
back when those things kind of made sense. So what's next? Because looking at your stores, Lily, you're in your lane. Do you ever go out of it? Do you ever go buy men's clothes or tools or sporting goods or anything like that?
I've been focusing a little bit more on just going for a store and getting clothes, but I stick kind of to the women's section because I like that section. I don't know. I like the categories I sell in, and I don't know how much I want branching because once you have a niche, you know it so well. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you, let's end on this. Do you notice, do you see, are you familiar with, do you have a lot of repeat customers?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. With the Barbie doll collectors, I've sold to collectors, over again for many years. And I'll be like, oh, I know that name.
Yeah, and I have that too with my Tiki Mugs, and I become friends with one of my customers. I've hung out with them in England, so you sell enough to one person, you're like, hey, let's get a drink.
And they know that you are someone who knows your stuff, and you're not going to sell them something that's broken or has problems. So they'll pay more, and they know that you're reliable.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Margaret. And I don't think I've ever really said that, because my buddy who I become friends with, who bought a lot of mugs from me, he's like, Jay, can you teach the whole world how to ship breakables? He goes, yours are always so well packed. You get them to England. He got a rare Tiki Ball in the mail yesterday from someone in England, 60 miles away, and they packed it with just 2 pieces of newspaper, and it broke. And so it's such a disheartening thing when you're opening these things. But once you get known as the guy that sells, like she just said, good stuff, you get it to the customers, it's in good shape, you build a reputation. So I do understand not going out of your lane sometimes and staying just square in your lane, because you become the person that, like, oh man, I need a new short red wig, and I know Lily's got in her Etsy store, so I'm heading over there.
So one thing I have been thinking about that I really want to do is I've been watching Margaret, your videos, and Lindsay Glenn's videos about Amazon merch.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of want to get into doing that.
Oh, yeah. So don't get me started.
Yeah, but you should. Yeah, I don't do a ton, but I'll do special event shirts, and I've been a merch for a long time, and I make a little bit of money like twice a year probably. So, but it is definitely another angle to work in, and I'm making money.
Yeah.
All right, so that is it. Dirty Business comes to a close. So don't forget, next week, weird week because of the holiday, will be on Tuesday. It'll be a combo of Thrifty Business and selling past your expiration date. Being Thrifty over 50, it'll be me, it'll be my mom, it'll be my good friend Robin, my good friend Kim, and my good friend Debbie. We're all going to be talking scores, duds, what we're thankful for. We'll have a good combo Thanksgiving show. Those of you in the Secret Beach, we got Is the T-Shirt Dead webinar on Sunday night, so don't forget that. And then if I don't see you live, make sure you catch up on both those shows. And if you're off and running next week for the holidays, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family and friends, and be ready to kick some ass on Cyber Monday. And speaking of Cyber Monday, if you have not joined the Secret Beach yet and you've been thinking about it and you're bummed that you missed it, there just might be a Cyber Monday deal. So stay tuned on these channels for all that good stuff. And with that, I am out here. Lily, thank you very much. Hopefully we can hang when I'm home in Cleveland for Christmas. And Margaret, thank you very much. I hope we can hang again someday very soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, everybody, and have a wonderful evening.